Okay, so we're at the 14th Annual Meetings Africa. We have 343 exhibitors who are out here, as well as 15 sister African nations that are here. So we're going to get to talk to some of the people from different African countries to see what it is that they have to offer. They also have 88 first-time exhibitors as well. So it seems like it's a place to be. Everything is really buzzing. And when you think about tourism, and when you think about the fact that Johannesburg is the most visited city in Africa, I can't think of a better place for them to be hosting this. So let's go inside, find out who it is that we can see, and find out more about Meetings Africa. Why did you think it was important for your country to be exhibited here today?
Well, Africa is very important for us, and South Africa is our fifth market.
Yes.
And we have around 128,000 people coming, visitors coming to Mauritius, and we have seen tremendous growth, 14% growth, and just now in January 6.6% growth. So this is a very important market for us. It's a proximity market, and we have a long history. It was our first tourism market. So it's very special, and it's very important for us to be here. It's our first time at Meeting Africa. Our focus this year will be on mice. We haven't been present enough on the mice market, and South Africa has so much to offer in this segment. So this is why we are here, to meet the buyers and be more visible in this segment.
And now just with regards to Mauritius, obviously it's one of those places everybody fantasizes about. It's like, where do you want to go on holiday? I want to go to Mauritius. So from the perspective of perhaps young people within Africa, because we have a population of 60%, what would you say is the standout for them to be able to go? Is it one of those places that you can go with your friends?
You know, it's easy access. You know, it's 3-4 hours, depending if you're in Cape Town or Joburg. Easy access, and for young people, there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, we are known for the beaches, but it's not only the beaches. Actually, you have so many nautical sports. You know, you can do kite surfing. A few years ago, we organized the pre-Olympic kite surf competition. So it's just to give you an idea what kind of activities they can do. Skydiving. And not only nautical, we have many trails. You know, if you like adventure, you can go hiking, you can go zip lining. We have the longest zip line in the southern hemisphere. You can bet, you can go do racing. You know, you can actually, if you want to immerse in the culture, because it's a multicultural nation. Our ancestors come from Africa, from India, from Europe, from China, and you can, you know, get to know more the locals, share food with the locals, so know more about the authentic Mauritius.
Yes.
And also you have beach parties.
Yes.
We have famous DJs coming. You can organize. You can get an island for you. Organize your beach party. So, oh boy, the young people cannot be bored. There's so much to do.
Okay, so I wanted to Kenya is obviously one of those countries that globally is a really huge tourist attraction. You know, people go there for tourism reasons, for holiday. What do you think has been the main success with Kenya and being able to develop a global tourism industry?
I think with us, the biggest thing has been about the new innovation, the moving forward. I mean, of course, the product, it speaks for itself. So, I mean, we've had the beach and we've had the safari product that has been around for the last 30 years. Again, it's not unique to Africa, because I know we're competing against South Africa, we're competing against Tanzania, parts of Uganda. But I think it's also the experience. One thing that we found is that a lot of people come back. We have a high number of repeated customers and everybody coming back, which is key. So I think with that, it's been aligning everything. One of the things is that as Kenyans, we get it. And we get it very quickly. So that whole tourism space has also, we have to say, as government, we've played our role, but I think working together with the private and public sector has really helped. The private sector has really come in terms of the hoteliers, the stakeholders, the tour operators have been very, very key with that. So I think it's all having that common goal of wanting Kenya to go to the next level.
Excited to be talking to Nelly Mukazayire, talking about Rwanda, which has become one of the most important countries in Africa and around the world. So I think it's so awesome that you guys are here exhibiting. So let's talk firstly just with regards to, because I know tourism plays a huge role in the economy in Rwanda. It's one of your key sectors.
Yes.
Talk to us about the importance of that, the airline, and how that all ties in.
Thank you very much. I'm also very excited to be here in Meetings Africa and excited to be talking to you. And as everybody would mention, that this is one of the gatherings where it's exciting that as Africans we can have an event that is hosted and even crafted home in South Africa, and that Africans can be together to really show what we have and sell our countries, our destinations, but also sell Africa in general. So coming back to Rwanda, yes, indeed, tourism plays a big role. I would say as of last year, the contribution of tourism revenue was $370 to the economy, and particularly the MICE, or the business events, has also picked up from 2 years ago, when the Rwanda Convention, I would say 3 because now we're in 2019, from the time when Rwanda Convention Bureau was created in 2016. And this was a decision from the government after realizing how much business events, the meetings, conferences, incentives, exhibition plays a big role in bringing foreign currency in the country. But it's not only that, it has a multiplier effect, because through those different events and meetings, there's also creation of jobs. There's also building the capacity of local suppliers and the improving in all that. So because of that and the importance it has, the government of Rwanda particularly invested hugely in making Rwanda as a preferred destination, setting up the right infrastructures. For example, we have the convention center, which can host close to 2,600 people with all different facility, high-end technology. We have another in Harare Arena. It's a new arena. We have new high-end hotels. We have Marriott, we have Radisson, Serena, and Sheraton coming. And also this Rwanda as a national carrier that now has 31 destinations. Soon we are adding also Tel Aviv. We are adding New York, and we've added also Ethiopia very soon. So it's growing, and that has made ease of access to Rwanda.
Alrighty, so this is Fola Shade, but she said that we must just say Fola because the Shade has been used too much, so she wants to be individual. Fola, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good, thanks. Let's talk a bit about tourism in Nigeria, specifically Lagos and other parts of the country. What are some of the tourist attractions within Nigeria?
Okay, basically you have Lagos. I want to take it from Lagos. You have your Inagbe, which is a resort by the beach. Very nice activities, very nice ambience, very cost effective as well. Then you have your other resorts on the land. So Inagbe is on water, so you have to take a boat before you get there. Then you have your resorts on land. You have your Ekpe resorts. Those are towards Lekki. So Ekpe resort is in Ekpe definitely. Then you have your you have some in Lekki as well. So I could say you have about 4 or 5 resorts around that area. Then there are also some other tourist activities you can do in other states. You could go to your Ibadan, your zoo in Ibadan.
Okay.
Then you have the mountains in Abeokuta.
Okay.
Then you have Abuja in Calabar. Then you have your Obudu,
Yes.
Obudu Ranch in Calabar.
Yes.
Then you have your Abuja. You have your Zuma Rock and all those things in Abuja.
So let me ask you something. I think that one of the things that Nigeria has done so well is that in terms of branding Nigeria, your musicians have made Nigeria
Musicians
like
and Nollywood.
Musicians and Nollywood, exactly. So in terms of culturally, you know, I would imagine that there's a huge cultural tourism industry in Nigeria, simply because everybody wants to go, they want to turn and see Wizkid over here, hang out with David, you know, all of that stuff. So talk to us just about the tourism from a cultural perspective, even with Nollywood, what that has done for the country.
Okay, I think one of the good things we have running for us is the export of those talents.
Yes.
So be it your music, be it your acting. We've really I could say for Africa acting, Nollywood has really brought us out there. So you find some of our you have your Genevieve acting with the top actors and actresses in the world. You have other what's this other one's name, Omotola.
Yes,
so
Omotola,
those have really done well. Then you have your musicians. You have your Wizkids playing with the top musicians of the world. You have your P Square. You have You have so many other ones.
And would
you have Two-Face.
Yes,
so those are like our exports.
And would you say that that's translated into the general economy, like creating jobs in
yes,
Nigeria?
it creates jobs. It brings in revenue into the economy. You find out that when people come in for the different shows that we do, then you also have our comedians. Don't forget to mention Basket Mouth. You have AY now has done so well in the Nollywood industry. So those are things that when the premiere, so you take a very lovely video out of the country, you go and premiere out of the country, and people come in as well to go to the cinemas to watch. So there's been much trading that has brought more revenue both to the government and the individual, and it has also projected Nigeria in a much more positive light.
Definitely. Yeah. My last question, because it's like my heart will not be okay if I don't ask this question, Sia. And you know where I'm going. Already the way I had to even speak pidgin is okay now. So, like, my last question is around this whole discussion around jollof rice. Because I think the food has become a tourist destination.
There.
Okay, so please tell us, which jollof rice is better? Is this Senegal? Hold on. Is this Senegal? Is it Ghana? Is it Nigeria? Where are we?
Okay, so best jollof rice is Nigeria jollof rice. However, Senegal is the actual owner of jollof rice. But you know, sometimes when you borrow something, you put in a lot of condiments and you make it better. So that's it. So Nigeria jollof rice.
Of course.
With goat meat.
Okay.
So you cook it with goat meat stock on top of firewood. That's the one.
She's making me hungry. Thank you so much, Fola. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.